Hello, I am once again way too tired to be doing this. I think I'm not going to be quite up to how I should be on Saturday, which doesn't bode well, but we'll see. So I have now created a C sharp kind of form to solve the Excel world cases, and I filled it out with a load of like starter helper methods. And I guess the idea here is basically to try it and see if we, as we go, we think of anything else to add that might be useful. I'm not particularly worried about speed here at first. I'm much more worried about getting the right functions to get speed, if that makes sense. And once again, unfortunately, my screen is way too massive. I don't have a second screen that's smaller that I can move stuff onto. So I'm afraid you are only going to be able to see the code and not the case. Maybe I'll show you the case when I open it, but apart from that, you probably won't see it. Cool. So just let me open. We're not in Kansas anymore. Road to Las Vegas won this year, and let's give it a go. Right, where are we at? What year is this? 2025. MEWC 2025. World Championship cases copy. Nope. Road to Las Vegas. Nope. Road to Las Vegas copy. Yes. Cool. Okay, so this is what we've got. Written by an all right, average, middling case author. And the questions all revolve around the yellow cell road and the yellow brick road here. Well, mostly. There's also this, which I'm not going to bother with for this. I don't think I would use this tool on this question. I could like look up Stack Overflow water flow algorithm, for example. If I paste that in, might actually stand a chance of doing it that way. But no, I think I'll ignore that for now. And then this, well, this is particularly good for this, is the C sharp. Oh, we do have the answers. That's nice. Cool. Okay, so I've opened the case. The first thing I'm going to do is go here, select this, and call it map yellow cell road. I somehow messed that up. Hang on. So we've got map yellow cell road, and we've got, it's more like it, map yellow brick road. Anything else we want? I think so. Possibly this. Let's go. Yeah, let's do this one as well. Map Emerald City. So yeah, we've got the 3 different maps there. The next thing I'm going to do is, and I will read out the kind of the questions as I go, but you will no longer be able to see the case. Let's go up here to FMWC and click on Code Editor, and that will pop out this window that's just opened for me, which is my C# code editor, and I'll make it a bit bigger for you. And so what have we got here? Well, we have got, this is just what the code defaulted to when I generated it. And then we've got a public static vocal main, which is the entry point. And you can see it is building the Emerald City map, the yellow brick road map, and the yellow cell road map. I can't actually navigate straight to where that is. Maybe I should make it do that. But each of these is like auto-generated code that populates a map object, which has a lot of properties and owns a list of these cell objects as well. Yeah. Map cells, cols. Yeah. So we've got the same thing for yellow brick road map, the same thing for yellow cell road map. Level 1 data, build level 1. So this is, so next to the level 1, it says column, and it's the name of the column that you have to add up the numbers for. and you can see that column is turned into this column here. And then for level 2, you have a destination cell for where Toto is traveling to, and that is here. That is a string. And you've got a starting cell for the scarecrow when the scarecrow goes and starts moving around. You've got a step count for how many steps Dorothy takes. You've got a starting brick, which is, what is that? The tin man is moving from the starting brick to brick 96, and this is the brick he's starting on. And then this is the lion, also has a starting brick, and then we're looking at the max or min or something within 3 steps, and then we're not doing level 7. But it did pull through the water nodes as a double, which that doesn't really seem right. Yep, that is not right. That should not be pulling back a double. Why is that double? So you're off to a good start. Let me just sort that out quickly. Sorry. I know I was all excited to do cases today, but that was a pretty major issue. Call MEWC parser. Determine kind. Kind is double. My code here was generating a double field for a set of values of the form 1, 2, 3. Please fix. I love saying please fix. The problem, part of the problem with AI generator is so verbose, long, and kind of not very optimized in terms of logic flow for readability generally. That this is the only way I feel like I can do this quickly enough, get through enough things. I really do want to start doing cases today. I should have started doing them yesterday. So it's being like, I'm confused by this too. I'll tell you what we could do. The culprit is try as, actually I'll show you the code. Culprit is try as double, it says. Number stars any which supports 1,000 separators. So this was somehow, like, no way I would have worked that out, but also I wouldn't have run into it in the first place if I coded this, because I would not have made it do 1,000 separators. Okay, so let's try that again. Here we go. Always test on production. That's what they say, I think. Cool, here's my static code window. Let's see. Level 7, where you at, level 7? There you are, public string water nodes, excellent, that has been fixed. So I'm just going to commit that change. Fixed for comma separated numbers parsing. Okay, excellent, excellent. Right, so let's do some of these levels then. Okay, so what do we got? Level one is here is a column number and sum the items in it. So I think what we're going to do is um, addresses dot letters to col of game dot column. That's going to be a string s. No, that's not. It's going to be an int col, and then we're going to result dot add. Oh wait, I didn't create the maps after the reopen. Okay, I'm just going to copy copy this, and then I'm going to close the form and name up the maps again, and then reopen it. So we've got map yellow cell road, map yellow brick road. Cool. Okay, and then I will open the form again. I'm not going to name Emerald City on second thoughts, just because I know I can do that fine. But I don't think I want to write any helpers for it. I mean, I could write like color to red and all of that, but I don't think it's going to come up. That is the wrong window to share. This is the correct one. So paste that thing in there, int col, and then we're doing okay, that is actually the same file. There's no map being built here. So I guess what I need to do is hit the pause button on my ribbon and then reopen it. Yep, that was figured. Okay. Cool. So paste that thing in there, zoom in a bit so you guys can see. And then we're doing result.add yellow cell road map dot col dot. Okay, so I probably look insane to you right now because I see you cannot see the autofill stuff, but basically what's happening is it's generating a list of suggestions for what I might type in. And then the list of suggestions is immediately disappearing. And I do want those suggestions. I mean, I'm try typing it in here, see if that's any better. YCR map dot. Okay. Yep. So I guess there's something about this being here that is stopping it from staying open, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's undo that. Okay, this is another thing I'm going to fix because I really do want to see what the options are here because I can't remember what they are. But I think it would be something like cols one based of col. Dot sum. Map does not contain cols one based. Cols zero based. Get col. You see why I need to have the list of suggestions. We could go to YCR map. It must be around here somewhere. Cols zero based. Okay, I've noticed another issue as well, which is that I updated the cell and map classes to have more fields than this, but I did not update the stuff here. So sorry, I am gonna not do any case right now. I'm gonna fix both those things. So what exactly was the issue string? It was result.add. The autocomplete for properties. My code is not working in the following situation. It may be something to do with the bracket. It opens and immediately closes. Okay, so we've got that running, and then another one, which is updated my map classes, map and cell classes, but not the generated code that populates. With new fields, ignore tag fields, but not the generator code that populates them. Let's update that too. Then we got MEWC case. We want MEWC parser for that as well. Cool, so I've got both those going. Hopefully fix that. You also see, like, you see it's inserting these like weird character things. So there's an escape character there, like literally an escape character. I see what's happening. Your completion list does pop, and then your signature help debounce fires and shows a cool tip, which dismisses the autocomplete list. The minimal fix. Okay, so I'm going to paste in its fixes and just cross my fingers, hope they're right, because I've not got any other option. Really? Debounce signature help. Cool. And then show signature help public async. If editor.autoc is active, then return. And then editor.update UI. And it wants me to make that happen less often, which I'm happy with. Completion list results. Doc composite offset. Create insertion trigger. Okay, I don't know what that does. We'll see. Update the map builder code. Change generate map builder text. That sounds right to me. I swear I added. Did I not add more stuff than that? Like class map. No, I didn't. I only added the methods, and then I couldn't see the methods because of the issue. And it's also spotted an issue with some code I wrote. Excellent. I like it. entire map col goes to, yeah, so basically when I was getting entire map col, I was passing in a row number instead of a column number. Okay, so I think that's all done. Not going to give it a good commit message, I'll just call it fixes. Because I'm in a bit of a rush here, and I don't think I'm ever going to look back at this. I have somehow broken my entire MEWC parser. What the heck? This is why we have version control. Update map build code. Yeah, I don't think anything's actually changed. Then I can see what my change was that broke everything. Yeah, okay, I didn't actually lose any fields on, or gain any fields on map or cell, so that's okay. Cool, okay, let's do a case, come on. I undid my undo that fixed everything. Sorry. Commit correct version. So yeah, basically I reverted my revert instead of saving the revert. Well, we are not in Kansas anymore. It's certainly not. Cool. I mean, track record isn't great of finishing one of these yet, but we'll get there. All right, so what have we got? So we got addresses dot letters to call of game dot column, and then that is actually an int I, and then we've got we've not named up we have not named up the maps again. So let's just name up the maps before we start. So I'm going to name the Yellow Cell Road map Yellow Cell Road, and I'm going to name the Yellow Brick Road map Yellow Brick Road. Cool. And now we're going to open the code editor, share the code editor, zoom in so you can see it, and we're going to solve level 1 of We're Not in Kansas Anymore. So int col equals addresses dot letters to col of game dot column, and then we're going to result dot add. I also forgot to freaking generate the parse data. AWP parsed workbook again, so I hit parse, load it up, code editor. Cool, so we've got that now. Then results.add yellow cell road map dot get col one based of col dot sum. Cool, and then let's go to where we want to put the answers, which is there, and run that. Script error, line 803. Okay, I didn't add that, so it must be something I got to. Okay, so there's a closing thing at the end that was missing, but I have now rerun that and got the correct. Hell yes. First road to Las Vegas. level solved with C# that I'm aware of. Okay, so I've fixed my parser thing. Cool, next level. What have we got? So Toto wants to go from A1 to, that's not what I want to share. Toto wants to go from A1 to the destination. What's the minimum number of steps? Wants my stuff a bit here. So what have we got? We've got for each game data and data, we've got cell equals yellow cell roadmap dot cells dot where x goes to x dot address equals game dot destination cell. Actually, I need to change this to be level 2. Game dot destination cell. Dot first. And then, yeah, well, it's a pretty hardcore tool, Tim. It is a hardcore tool. And he always starts in A1. So cell equals cell A1 equals this. And I think what I'm going to have to do here is create a distance method. And then we want the address to be A1. Right. And then we're going to do cell A1.dist Manhattan to cell. And that's going to be our result. So we're actually going to do result.add of that. And you see like how, okay, like these are not the hardest levels yet, but the longer levels won't be this much longer. Right, so let's find our cell method. There's no find functionality in here. So I've got to say there it is. And then let's add public int dist Manhattan. And this is going to be, it's going to take in a cell. Actually, this is going to be a cell extension, sort of. Yeah, so cell goes to, what have we got? We've got math.abs, cell dot. I see what you mean, but the problem is the Excel formula language has a lot of issues, as you know. And what's nice about this is I can store variables and I can define classes and I can do, I can do all sorts of things. Like if I just go and like use this for every single level of every single game and then updated it with the result and kept it utility, I think like most cases would be very, very quick. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've not done any cases yet, as you can see, but you might get there. So what have we got? Cell.col minus col plus math.abs cell.row minus row. There we go. And then let's do dist Chebyshev. This is going to be math.max of those. And then this is going to be dist Pythagoras. L2 norm, I would call it. I'm not going to call it L2 norm. Pythagoras goes to, I don't think I even spelt Pythagoras right. Pythagoras goes to math.square root of double that times, you know what, let's write this one out properly. Okay. But I look forward, not without a small degree of trepidation, I'll admit, to checking back later to see how it goes. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. I hope I have good luck too. Right. Double Rodest equals that. Converted to double because that'll be an int. And then same thing for coldest. I won't correct all the tabbing in the actual game, but I will correct it now. Col, and then math.square root, nice and easy, Rodest times Rodest plus coldest times coldest. Am I going crazy, or is that correct? I think that is correct. I just have to return it. Cool, okay, and then I'll stick that near offsets. I mean, it's certainly easier than writing testing lambdas. Like I can look at this and know that it's working without actually trying it, which you can't necessarily do for lambdas. Like the fact there's a compiler here, it's very handy. For example, list cell offsets. Cool. So I'm just going to paste that in the default thing. So that's going to give us those three methods from now on forever. Cool. So where are we? We're up here. Right. So we were going to do .dist Manhattan. Let's give it a go. Ooh, it has got it wrong. Everything it looks like is off by 1. So you go from A1, treat this as his step 1. Okay, so we want to treat that as his step 1, and we're going to add 1. Now everything's correct. Cool. Now level 3, we've got the scarecrow. So starting from these cells, he moves to whichever remaining adjacent cell is the largest, until the surrounding cells all have smaller values than where he is standing. Okay, so I think what I want is another public static class. Put it up. Why not put it at the end? I'll keep all the string stuff at the bottom. Go here. Public static class. And this is going to be called arrows. And it's going to have a public static read-only list of int row, int col. What are they called? Cardinal arrows. And actually, we're not going to get set them. We are going to equals new list of int row col. Actually, this is new C# syntax. I don't actually need to do that. Nice. Hello, Lorenzo. How are you doing? I am here to try to take down Dim early in the Excel World Championship. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm basically making the arrow lambda, but for C# that returns the cardinal arrows. I'm doing We're Not in Kansas Anymore, which is basically the goal is to do like most of Road to Las Vegas by Saturday. But I'm not trying to go quickly at the moment. I'm just trying to make sure I've got everything. So there's my cardinal arrows. And at the moment, we're on the scarecrow level. So he's going to look at the cardinal directions around him. as he's going to say, what's he going to say? He's going to say, I'm going to the largest of these, basically. So -1, -1. So there's my diagonal arrows. And then let's do public static. So while we're here, read-only list of that. All arrows equals new. And then just like all of these. And then I think I probably will need some sort of like arrow conversion thing, but I've not decided what that should look like yet. I am just going to copy this and stick it in the code so it gets added whenever I do a new thing. Okay, so back to the Scarecrow level. Scroll back up to where we do the games. Right, so build level 3. So what have we got? We've got string address equals game dot starting cell, and then we've got cell equals where address is game dot starting cell. So that's going to be the cell the Scarecrow starts on. Do we need a total? Are we adding these all up? Yep, including the starting cell. Okay, so int total equals 0. Total equals plus equals cell dot value as number default 0. And this, yeah, okay, this should be a double, just because Excel likes doubles. And then we're going to do var neighbors equals cell dot offsets, and then we do arrows dot cardinal arrows, and then cell max neighbor with neighbors dot max by. Oh, I don't have max by. I should add max by. Okay, let's just do double max equals neighbors dot max. So that's the max value. If okay, yeah. So I think we basically want a while loop here, right? So while, and let's say bool stop equals false. Sorry, equals bool keep going equals true. No. While yeah, okay, so why don't we just do this, and then while max is greater than cell dot value as number default 0, then we do the new max from the new cell. We need to work out what the new cell is. So cell new cell equals neighbors dot where x goes to x dot value equals max, or actually just first, because there will always be exactly one of these. X dot value value is number. Cool. So what basically we go and we set max each time, and then we want to add to this total each time we go through this loop, I think, right? So we start on J14, say, and then we find the J14 cell. We add that value. We find the max of the neighbors, and then we add the value if it's a new one, and we kind of keep going like that. So let's give that a go. So that is running. It's taking longer than I would hope to run. should really finish by now. This must be infinitely going based on this while loop. Okay, I need a way to stop the code running because that is running forever at the moment. So I will just close the editor and reopen it. So I definitely need a stop button. Cool, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, and I haven't regenerated it because of the because I added these, but I didn't like reload the code. So I'm going to have to reopen the workbook. The last piece of the custom bit, you have to solve the level, right? Yep. So this is going to be my code to solve the level. I am going to have to reopen the case because I added these classes and I didn't like reload this since. So on my to-do list, I'm going to put max by and min by. I'm going to put stop code execution or force stop code execution because I got trapped in a while loop there. So yeah, I think basically the issue is I was not setting cell to the new value every time, so that's fine. And what did I just say? No, I don't know. Okay, let's carry on from here. So close the case. I will save where I'm at. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to force kill Excel because this code execution is still not stopping, even when I close Excel. So you can see it is a bit precarious at the moment, but I can solve levels with it. Cool, so here we go. Here's my code editor. Come here. What? Okay, so one of the things I added, I must have added wrong. Yeah, there's a floating close bracket here. And here as well. So I added an extra like close bracket when where I shouldn't have, and I must have not added it in the correct place where it's meant to be. So I'll fix that now. Cool, so I've added that in the place it was meant to be, and I'll get rid of this. I'll get rid of this one, and then I think at the end there'll be a close bracket missing, and there is. So I'll put that there as well. And then I will paste my data back in. Cool. So here's my code. This is level 3. And then the issue was I was not updating what cell was. And this should add the new cell value, I think, as well. Cool, so that should now hopefully work. No. Sequence contains no elements on row 1515. All right, let's see what row 1515 is. Okay, there is no row 1515. Fine. code editor. Oh, right, it's my code editor form that is throwing. It's not actually my code here. It is my form that I'm in. 1515. Okay, so let me show you what that is. This I know this isn't very enjoyable doing. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to bully this into working. So it's basically saying there's an issue here when I try to run the code. So I am going to try again. Right, and we've got palms.length. Okay, that one did work. Entry.invoke. So invoke, this is triggering like another method somewhere. So let's see what that method it's triggering is. Append message environment new line. Okay, append output. I mean, that seemed to work. What? I think this must be around writing the debug output. So I think what I can do to fix this is get rid of the debug line for now, basically. No. Okay, let's go again. Oh no, it's saying the max is not working. Okay, so I mean, so what's not great about this is I can't like debug and step through the code. So I have to work it out by reading it. So cell.offsets, this is meant to return the cells above, below, to the left, and to the right of it. So no matter what cell you're on, you should be able to get the offsets for it, basically. So let's go check out offsets and see if there might be a problem with that. I think I am probably going to have to add a compiler to this based on that. Yeah, I think this is not ready, and I do need to be able to debug and step through it, which is a bit annoying. Because I can't immediately see what's wrong here. So basically it calls this, and then each of those tuples, which were from the arrows, gets gets an offset, which is another cell from the map. So this, if I'm on like row 5 and column 5, then this would be like row 6 and column 6, right? And then we get rid of any that are null. So basically anything that's not on the map, and then we basically convert that to a list. I guess what I could do, I do have this output window here, is I could debug.writeLine neighbors dot count, right? 4. So this has got 4 neighbors, and then debug.writeLine max. Uh, 46. I can't edit it because the error message is still up. So 4, 4, 46, 46 is what we're getting. Where are we actually starting from? J14. J14. So how the heck am I getting 46 from that? Where is 46? So let me color that in, and then 46 down here. E17, J14. Okay, so actually the 8 and the 46 are really far apart, and like a weird distance apart from each other. So where's my error message gone? Oh no, there it is. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just check this first, right? So debug.writeLine cell dot address, and then debug.writeLine cell dot value. Okay, so that is correctly finding J14, which has value of 8, which is correct. I don't know why it's printing everything twice. Seems a bit strange. Am I running this code twice every time I run it in parallel? It would be very strange. Okay, and then we'll do for each var neighbor in neighbors debug.writeLine neighbor dot address. Okay. Okay, so all of the neighbors are T28. That doesn't seem right. T20 what? T28. So we started on J14 and all of the neighbors are T28, that's the bottom row, 20th column. I mean, arrows.cardinal arrows, we only just added. Where is it? Yeah, so this is tuples with like 1, 0, 0, 1, minus 1, 0, and 0, minus 1. And then we do cell.offsets, where we are taking in an IEnumerable of tuples, and then we're selecting the offsets where x is not null to list. Apparently this is always returning T28. There must be something going on. Oh, yes, I see it. Okay. So this needs lowercase r, and this, hang on, I can't edit it while Excel is going. This needs a lowercase r. No, my error is still there. So this is a bug because I'm referencing the row of the cell, where I need to reference the row of the argument. Or no, I need to do tuple.row and tuple.col. and the same here. So this is around dealing with tuples, and it's because I have like two things named row and col which are different. So I'm gonna make that fix now. Yeah, I definitely need debugging. I can't be doing this on the day. Right, well, what is this map dot get cell from map row col? So I'm just finding the bit of code that I need to paste this over. So this is updates to the offsets methods. Offset methods. Cool. Okay, so if I run this code now that I fix that, will it solve level 3? That is the question. Well, it won't because I'm not actually adding the result in. Hang on. So result.add. What is the answer here? It's the total. Yes. So I've now got level 3 correct. Excellent. I mean, this was a hard level. Let's get this down to what you'd actually have to type to solve it if you didn't have buggy helper methods. I mean, like, I'd certainly. It's probably longer than you would write to do an Excel formula, but it's nicer laid out. And if you did have the debugger, I would have been able to spot that max thing straight away, and it would have probably been faster than doing it with Excel, I'd say. Okay, so that was level 3. Now we're on level 4, which is Dorothy going through the yellow brick road. So what I would usually do in the case is kind of comment this out and carry on from here. So let's try that. So build level 4. And we've got data.step count. Oh, sorry, game.step count. And then that's double D equals game.step count. And the idea is Dorothy is walking along the bricks. So first she walks all the way to the right, and then down to the next row, and then all the way to the left, and so on. And we want the sum of bricks that she walks on. So let's do var v equals map yellow brick road. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's called YBR map. We'll get used to that. Dot rows, zero based. So what is that? I think that's a list of cell. And then for I equals 1 to v dot count, I want to do if I what is the syntax of mod? I've forgotten. Is it %2 equals 0? Then, or not equal to 0. Then we're going to go, we'll go list cell row, and then else it's going to be row equals v of I. It's going to be row equals v of I, and then row dot reverse. And I can't remember if you need to do row equals row dot reverse or not. I guess you don't. But there you go. That is flipping the row. And then we'll add this to another list of cells. So cells. This is not very good variable naming. This list of cell. Actually, I need to get used to just writing like that. That is much quicker. And then cells dot add row. And then what we're actually doing, we're going var cell list, so this is the list of cells actually in order, equals cells dot select many x goes to x. So that'll give me all of the cells in the order we want to walk on, and then we basically want to take the first step count of these, right? So int sum, sorry, it's double. I need to get used to saying double sum equals 0. I kind of agree. Like you can, like I need to do more setup per question I use this on, and that's, you know, that's not free, right? That takes time. But if you have a really hard question where you need to store stuff like this, and if you like really know what you're doing and this is all set up properly, which it kind of, like I need to set up the debugger, for example. I think for harder, more complicated questions, it is probably faster to do it this way. So for, actually you go for I up to data, or was it game data? Oh, sorry, oh no, game.step count, which was D. Sum plus equals cell list of I dot value as a cell list. Oh yeah, actually, if I do this to list, that might make it better. Dot value as number default 0, and then result dot add sum. Cool. So let's see if that solves the level. There's an escape character here. I really need to know how to force this to stop, because I think I have, with this escape character, I think what it has done is it has escaped and kind of got stuck. Oh my god. Okay. Can I like just force quit that? Yes, okay, but I am back. I'm back where I was at the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't really want to type all that out again, but I am going to have to. Actually, before I load that in, I'm just going to add a feature of a Shift F5 to force stop code execution, because this is ridiculous. Add a Shift F5 to force stop code execution. What else was on my list? Max by and min by. So I could think about max by and min by while that's going. So here's like my generating code here, and here's the helper code for lists of cells, for example. And I'm just going to go max by, and this is just going to be numeric max by, like that, and same for min by here. And so I now have max by and min by on list of cells. Cool. So it's suggested I make a few changes. The code for the code editor, you've probably not seen it, is absolutely terrible. This is all AI generated garbage. But I mean, it runs at least. I'm looking forward to adding the debugger, because I think that is going to be quite difficult for it. So there's my running state. It says replace my host source. So the host source is like, this is hosted in a different file. And that you see, this is how I access my Excel object, is in the host object. There is the Excel that I'm passing up to here. And of that instead. And then it wants me to run current code async on an STA thread. So it wants me to basically change this to run on an STA thread. I am worried that will make it not run on Excel, but we'll see. And then implement the force stop logic. Okay, fine. And then wire in shift F5. Right, where is my existing F5? There it is. I'll make sure it's above that at least, because this you see, this isn't checking for shift. Be a good citizen when closing the form. Okay, I will always be a good citizen, whether I'm closing a form or not. In on form close after your existing cleanup, add this. Okay, fine. Because that, I guess that force stops if you close it. That's right. I'm coding with Gemini in the meantime. Ah, what are you coding? That's interesting. Oh, and also this doesn't have the answers for level 3 because I didn't save it. Lambdas. Okay. Okay. Nice. Right, here is my level 3. Let's code up that level 4 again. Oh, actually, I forgot to name everything. Hang on. Oh no, I didn't forget to name everything because I am already in a saved version of this. Cool. Okay. Coding. Yeah. Well, it is technically a programming language. Don't let anyone talk it down. Not be able to do like proper typing that you can use, but it's nonetheless, it is a language. All right, build level 4. Let's build level 4. So, so firstly, we just want to, and we don't want to loop that for every game actually. We want to build up the rows of the map. So var map rows equals ybr map dot rows. Rows 0 based. And then list of cells equals new. And then for each our map row in map rows, we want to list cells, row cells equals map row dot toList. And this is already a list, but we want to toList it again because we want a separate second instance of it actually, which I missed last time. So that's another reason to have debugging, because this wouldn't have worked. Cool. And then we go if maprow dot, actually let's just do int I equals 0 and then I plus plus at the end. If I %2 equals 0, and then row cells dot reverse. So I think this question's definitely is faster in straight up base Excel. If you have like a reverse list thing and then a two-col, that is obviously going to be way faster than this. Yeah, so this level of question is too easy for this to be effective. And then we want cells dot add range, row cells. Cool. And then cells, let's also just filter out the ones that are empty. Equal cells dot where x goes to x is not null. And I will just to list just because it makes me feel safer. And then for each game and data, we go for I equals 1 up to, actually we've already declared I, which is a bit annoying. J I equals 1 up to game dot step count. Let's say double sum. So a double total equals 0. Then we go total. Actually, no, we definitely want this within game.data. Double total is 0. Total plus equals cell of I dot value has number default 0. And then results dot add total. Okay, let's try that. Aha, so it has issues with my maxby method, which, okay. Does IEnumerable not have maxby? I'm just going to check where maxby and minby live. Maxby C#. Enumerable.maxby. Yeah, I don't think I have maxby here. Okay. So I am going to make replacement versions of these. So list cell numeric cells. What's that? Double max equals numeric cells dot value select. No, sorry, just dot max is fine here. Actually, we could just do that straight away themselves. And then return cells dot first x goes to x dot value equals x equals that. And we want the value as number 1. This is returning a cell. Okay, and then minby to be similar. Yeah, actually, let's do get cells which are numeric on here as well. Cool. Okay. Max by. Cool. So we have fixed that code. Hopefully, it will now run and solve the level. Okay, it did solve the level, but it has not got them correct. It's kind of about half of the example. Let me just debug dot write line total each time. I don't know why, like when you write stuff, it's appearing like, why are we running twice? Right. Why are we running twice? And I think I must be hooked up twice. And then I think what's going on is, yeah, okay, so this needs to be dot value, I think. It's not null. I'm counting the blank ones. Let me just add to my to-do list. Running twice. Yep. Cool. So let's run this again. And yeah, I should remove that debug.writeLine because it is eating lots of resource. This doesn't have very much resource. It is a WinForm hosted by Excel. It has almost no resource. Right, and then get rid of the debug.writeLine. Okay, so this again was not correct. This time it was pretty close. It's about 500 off. Am I on the right map? Yes. Okay. J is starting at 0. I'm going the wrong way. J needs to start at 1 because I want to flip the second, fourth, sixth rows, not the first, third, fifth. Okay, that is now correct. Excellent. Right. Tin Woodman level. Tin Woodsman level. So now we're doing smallest number of steps to reach brick 96. Okay. So let's build level 5. For each game and data, and this time we've got a starting brick. That's the data that we're working on. Double D equals starting brick, game.starting brick. And then we want ybr map dot get. Can I do get cell based on value? I guess I can't. My x goes to x dot cells. My x goes to x dot value equals game.starting brick. So that's our starting cell. Actually, we don't want where, we want dot first. And I guess we want numeric value. That's probably what it's moaning about. Value as number default 0. Okay. Um, right, so that's our starting cell, and then let's do cell start cell equals that, and let's do cell break 96 equals that, but this is actually going to be 96 double. Okay, so I think what we want to do is while let's go list cell visited equals new. Let's do while visited contains, well, not visited contains brick 96. Visited dot add range start cell dot offsets, and then we want new list int row col. And what are offsets? Offsets are, we can do 1 minus 1. Yep, okay, so I think the offsets are list that offsets equals new offsets dot add range arrows dot diagonal arrows, and then offsets dot add 0, 2, and offsets dot add 2, 0. Cool, so those are my different angles. I will actually turn this into a helper method. I'll put it on map. But those are my offsets. Visited dot add range of that. And then the offsets are offsets. And then visited equals visited dot distinct dot toList. And then let's do our counter. So int count equals 0. Count plus plus. And then instead of adding start range, we want to add range visited dot select many x goes to x dot offsets, like that. Cool. And then result dot add count. Just running that. Still running. It should have finished by now. See if we can spot why the while loop gets infinitely stuck. I don't know. Okay, for stop execution. And then debug. Dot write line. Visited got count. 0. Oh, it's because visited isn't seeded with anything. Okay. So for stop execution, please stop executing. Shift F. I'm pressing Shift F5. It's blocking user input. God freaking damn it. Oh, and it died and I lost all my work. Okay, well that's that's something I don't want to happen again. Let's write that down. So we got running twice. We want debuggable. We want um, crashed. Uh, sorry, debug.writeLine blocks UI for too long, and we can't force a stop. So that's something we want to fix. But I think if we did seed it with visited, that would have been the answer. I'm gonna take that and say that we've solved that one. I don't do it again, especially because the next one is so similar. So I'm now gonna run the code again. I mean, it's getting close to 11 now. I should probably stop soon. It's like clearly the initial test is that this is not in a state to defeat dim early yet. Um, it can solve levels though, and yeah, with a few hiccups. Like if I solve all these three things, I think well that's all the issues we've run into, but we've not, to be honest, had the opportunity to run into that many issues. So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna paste in the answers that we did get for in time for Saturday. I want it to be ready for Saturday because if we get a question that it's suitable for, um, something like lots of coding, really kind of hard question, then I do. Uh, well, I would be very upset if it wasn't ready and then I couldn't use it, right? So I do want it to be ready for Saturday, but I think it sounds like I'm not going to have time to test it properly on lots and lots of cases and fill out like a library of useful helpers on everything. Um, yeah, which is kind of annoying. Also, I was going to keep that visited code as a saved lambda. So, not saved lambda, saved method that we just lost. So I'll just write that down. Visited is visitor code level 5 as a lambda. Actually, I could turn this level 6 one into a lambda as well. So yeah, I will have it ready for then. I don't know that it will be fast enough for then. Like I don't know my library of functions and stuff that's in there will make it faster even on the hard questions than dim early. Um, yeah, sorry. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Bit short notice, and I'm working very hard at work lately. Cool. I will just finish this level 6 just for completion's sake, and just because I want to save the lambdas from it. So let's do that. And then also don't like basically reset code in the past. Cool. So let's share that. Quite months of testing. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think I can cover all types of cases, but something like the Lana on Ice from the MEWC finals, for example. Like, okay, Dim did that within 30 minutes as well, which is crazy. But I think you could do that in way under 30 minutes with this, for example. Like the number of hoops you have to jump through in Excel to do some of that stuff is just ridiculous. Um, yeah, let's do build level 6. And then the other thing here is I'm like writing a lot of the code like over and over again because we're restarting. But some of it would be able to be reused on some cases, right? So if you have a case that's like building up each level, then you would be able to potentially reuse a lot of the code, which would be quite good. Right, what do we got? So we got data build level 6 for each game and data. Cell equals game dot. No, it's not. It's equal to y br map dot cells dot where x goes to x dot the value is number default 0 equals. Actually, it should say first. So like I should probably make a like I've written this so many times. I should probably make a helper for this as well. Write that down. Helper for go to cell on map with value. So we've got the first where the value is equal to game dot starting brick. And we've got list of cell visited equals new list of cell. And then, well, this time it is for I equals blah, blah, blah to 3. And also this, I should seed this with the visited cell. Then visited dot add range, visited dot select many, x goes to x dot offsets. And then I need to define my offsets. So list int row int col offsets equals. I mean, this last one is making me feel a bit better, right? Because it's this. A lot of this would have been reused, and it's going really fast. So offsets offsets dot add range arrows dot diagonal arrows, and then offsets dot add range dot add 0 2 and 0 minus 2, and then select offsets of offsets. And then result.add visited dot min. Yeah, that is what the question is asking for, the min. We go. Shortcut code editor form. Okay, I think something is wrong with the code. I don't know exactly what. Visited.add range, visited.select many, x goes to offsets. Offsets. Dot distinct. I definitely want. Visited equals visited dot distinct. List. The error message is giving me totally useless. I do need a debugger here. Let's just do. I'm certain this won't fix it, but let's just try this. Yeah. Oh, come on, Harry. There is an add range up here as well, actually. Could it be this one that something is wrong with? Arrows dot diagonal arrows. just write debug.writeLine 1, debug.writeLine 2. Okay, it did make it through to 2. So it has to be this area here, right? So we get our 6 offsets. That is correct. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It is we've not pruned out the null ones, I think. Where x goes to x is not null. No. Collection was modified. Enumeration operation may not execute. ToList. And now I've just got the escape character there. Okay, there we go. I got the level right now. Okay, I'm going to write down to get rid of the escape characters because they're really annoying. Okay, so there we go. That got the level right. So the issue there was when I did the select many, it doesn't actually evaluate that and like decide what's in the select many range. And it does like lazy loading on it. And so when I'm adding the range, that this visited is like affecting what the lazy loading of this result would be. So that's kind of complicated issue that I could solve by being in the habit of writing .toList at the end of everything. But again, like if the error message had been sensible, I could have seen that immediately. Like I'll know exactly what that means. This is, it's just because it said it has like a ridiculously long, yeah. Basically, the error message I'm getting is not good enough. I will write down to make sure that goes away. So error messages. Error message not good enough. Okay, let's actually turn this into a reusable bit of code though. So where am I starting at? I think I just want this, right? No, this. So let's go down to cell. What's cell? There it is. Say public. I mean, it probably should live with offsets. Public list cell within n steps. And this is going to be, so we're in a cell, so we know our starting cell. We're going to take in the integer n, and we're going to take in the offsets as well. Offsets. So here's my code that I wanted. Mm. So start on a current cell, we go for n steps, and we return the list of cells that we have visited. I'm just thinking if I want to tag when they were first visited. I think I do. I think I do want to tag that. So on cell, I will add a new property called tag visited number get set. And then when we start, we will go for each bar cell map cell in map in this dot map. That doesn't like this dot. Oh, this dot map dot cells. Fine. For each map cell in map dot cells, map cell dot tag visited number equals 0. Yep. So we reset their visited tags to 0. And then we go and then also we want to set the tag as 0 on here, right? So we go this dot tag cell tag visited number equals 0. Otherwise we can go visits from current. This is a list of cell. For each item in visits dot each cell item cell if visited dot contains not visited dot contains visit cell. Actually, we therefore don't need this here. If not visited contains visit cell, then what do? We Harry, stay awake. If visited contains visit cell, then we set the visit cell dot tag visited number equals I plus 1. Okay. So okay, that's everything within n steps. And then we can do steps until cell as well. So this within n steps thing would, for example, be able to do the level 7 hopefully on I'm Just Wild About Harry. and it can do these Kansas ones as well. Obviously, like you need to parse the arrows out and like read which ones you've got access to and all of that. But like the actual hard bit of the logic is covered by this here. So let's do steps until cell. I think I'm going to set a ceiling on this of like 10,000 or something. So offsets and then cell, target cell. And yeah, this is the version that I guess you'd be using for I'm just worried about Harry Case 3, so we'll try that. We'll be able to test and try this out at least. So we don't want to bother with this anymore. Int I equals 0, while true. Do that. And then if I equals 10,000 or visitor dot contains target cell, then break. And that will break us out of the while loop. Return I. Why is it like that? All right, this needs to return an int. Cool. Okay, so I want to add a debugger. Add, if I can't add a debugger, if it takes too long, I will add better error messages instead. So instead of it saying enumerable get next line 11,353 in the link library went wrong, it will say where like the one where my bit of code went wrong instead. So I'll do that. Yeah, a lot of issues encountered today, and I don't know that we like ever got on a good streak of not having any issues in a row. But I'll sort out those issues I wrote down, and we'll see how it goes for tomorrow and Saturday. I might not try it in the actual case itself, or I might, depending on what it is and how far I am with it. But I don't know. I still believe in this idea. It's not gone swimmingly today though. Cool. I will save these. Where am I putting them? Under offsets. Okay. Actually, didn't copy the whole thing. Yeah. There you go. Return I. Okay, that is me stopping for today. Thank you for watching, and Dim's probably less scared after watching that, but hopefully make him more scared again tomorrow. Signing off. Goodbye.